Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about GitHub collaboration, which is very helpful if you need to work with others as a team. Okay, so I'll be showing you two different routes you could actually follow to contribute to other people's projects. So we'll go right into GitHub and I will show you how this is possible. First of all, you can either contribute to a project that you are not the sole owner of by forking that repository and making the changes, then sending them a pull request to accept, or you can actually be added as a collaborator on that particular repository. So we'll start with the first one, which is to contribute to a repository that you are not the sole owner of. This is my own GitHub account. If you don't have a GitHub account, you might actually want to set that up just with your email address. So on your GitHub account, you actually need to search for that particular repository that you want to make changes to. Let's say, for instance, I want to make changes to one of these repositories here. So you search the person by their username, then go through their repository and sort out the one that you want to make changes to. So if it is this particular product review card that I want to make changes to, I'll have to click on the repository. Okay, so allow it to load. Then now that I've opened the repository, what I need to do is to come over here, written fork, and actually fork this repository. This means to have a copy of this in your own repository. So the moment I click on fork, okay, so they said I need to give it a name. I can leave the name at that, the way it is. Then here is my own username. Description is optional if I want. Then the branch that this particular repository on currently is master. I can leave everything and just tap on create fork. Okay, so this way now I'm making a copy of this particular repository in my own repositories. So that way, the next thing I have to do is to clone it. So successfully, I've forked this repository. Then we'll go over to my own repository to see if it is there. Okay, so I'll refresh this. You see, I now have 9 repositories, and this is the one that I just forked now. This is the product review card that we just forked now. Now I have a copy of this repository. What is left is to actually make changes. And for you to be able to make these changes, you need to download this into your device. It needs to be in the local storage of your system. Then that way you can open it with any of your editor, make the changes, then push it to GitHub, and then send the owner of this particular repository a pull request so they can merge the changes you've made. This brings us to going over to the next thing, which is to clone this particular repository that I've just forked from this user. Okay, so to do that, I need to open my GitHub desktop. We'll refresh this and we can see clearly that this project that we just forked now is here, product review card. So it's already appearing as one of my repositories. All I have to do if you're using GitHub desktop is just to click on it. Okay, once you click on it, it asks you, do you want to clone this product review card? You say yes, you want to clone it. Okay, tap on clone. Then on this page is asking you, hey, this is product review card.git. Then this is the part of it. Then this is where it will be saving it in your own device on my desktop, and this is the file name. So if I'm looking for this particular repository, I should be looking for a folder named product review cards. Okay, and this is the part of it right from GitHub. Now if I click on clone, it's going to clone this into my repository. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. It's now cloning. You don't need to use the terminal for anything. Just in a few seconds, we are done cloning this and it is right there on my system. So I can go ahead and make all the changes I want by opening this particular repository on my code editor, make the changes. Then after making the changes, what's the next thing you need to do? You need to upload this particular repository into push it to your GitHub. Okay, but before then, the last thing you might actually want to take a look at is this particular request here. So GitHub desktop is asking you, how do you intend to use this particular repository? Do you want to just make the changes here, or you want to pull the changes that is already on the parent repository, then make your own changes and push it there? Okay, so from here you decide the one that you want to do with the repository. If you want to just stick for my own purpose, that's after you're done making the whole changes on this particular repository that you forked on your own GitHub repositories, that is sitting right there, then you can now go ahead and send a pull request. And I'll go over to GitHub now to show you how you can send pull request to the original owner of this repository. So right here is the particular repository that I forked. to make a pull request. This pull request means you are telling the original owner of this repository that you've made some changes, let them merge it from their own end, and everything will become one. So you have to open the particular repository on your end, then come over to this place written pull request. Click on it, then on the right hand side you will see new pull request. So you tap on new pull request, okay, and then whatever changes you've made, you'll be able to actually submit that. Now there's nothing to compare because I haven't made any changes to this. But once you make a change and you push it, remember you need to make the change, commit the change, and push it to GitHub. Once you've committed it and pushed it to GitHub, then it will be recognized here that you've made a change. I could actually successfully send this pull request by just clicking on that pull request button, and the owner of this particular GitHub repository an email telling them that someone actually made some changes on this repository and you should take a look at it. And if they take a look at it and they like what you've done, you are going to get a notification like this one telling you that they've merged the changes that you've made. And if you go over to their own repository, you're going to see those changes that you've made in their own repository. Okay, guys, this is it about forking a repository that you are not the sole owner of and contributing to it, and then making sure that you send them a pull request for them to merge it into one. So we're going over to the second phase, which is you being a collaborator on a project. To be a collaborator on any GitHub repository, first of all, you could be the team lead of a team, and you might be the one to create the repository. Even if you're not the one to create the repository, whoever that creates the repository should add others as collaborators. And what the person needs to do is to open that particular repository after it's being created. First of all, you need to create a repository. Now, if you don't know how to create a repository, my previous video, okay, I'm going to put the link on the description of this video for you to actually go watch it and see how you can create a repository and many other things that are very helpful if you need to use good GitHub. Okay, so now for you to actually collaborate with others as a team, and this means all of you will have equal rights over that repository. Anybody can make changes to the repository and anybody can push. You don't need to send any pull request or anything. All you have to do is just pull the changes the others have made, make your own changes, and then push it to GitHub. So the first thing you need to do is to create a repository, and after you're done creating a repository, open the repository like the way I've done on this one, then come over to settings. Okay, so click on settings and allow it to load. If you look here on the left side, you're going to see collaborators. So click on collaborators. It's requesting me to enter my password. I will go ahead and do that. Now I've opened here. So what do I have to do? I need to add those people that I want to collaborate with on this particular repository. Then just add people here. Click on this add people here. All right. So you can add people by their username, their GitHub username, or by their full name, the full name they use in opening GitHub account, or with their email address. Any of this is going to work. So let's say I want to add this person as a collaborator. So I just have to search up, look out for their name, then enter it here. And the moment I click on add Ade22777 to this repository, they are going to get a notification like this one. Now, everyone that you've added as collaborators have equal rights to this particular repository. So you can go ahead and start working as a team, and everybody will focus on what they need to build on the particular project that you're working on. But remember, if you must collaborate with people, remember the rule of GitHub. You need to pull the changes of others before you can push your own changes. Meaning, for you to be able to push the changes that you've made to this particular repository, you need, if you're using the command, the terminal, you need to do git pull, which is going to pull all the changes that every other collaborators have made on this repository. Then you can now do your own git push. You could go git add, git commit, but before your git push could actually run, you need to pull the changes of others, then you can push. So I hope you find this helpful. If you don't really know how to set up your GitHub account, check out my previous video on no more GitHub frustration. Okay, you're going to see a lot of ways you can navigate the frustration that comes with using GitHub. And until I see you again in my next video, please kindly subscribe to my channel, and bye bye.